Did you know that you can convert pretty much any bike into an e-bike, and it can be dead simple? Well, with today's sponsor Boost, we're going to show you how, and we're going to look at why you might be better off converting an old bike rather than spending thousands on a new one. So let's get right into the workshop. So today we're going to be installing on this Boardman cyclocross bike. It's a few years old now, but Matt, how much did you actually pay for this?
So I only paid £300 for this bike, which for
So
a
good.
bike with hydraulic disc brakes, 1x11 gears, and a real still nice modern geometry. It's just mad what you can get for so little money these days.
Yeah, and we've got mudguard mounts and everything on this, so you could turn this into the ultimate commuter.
It's a real do anything bike, this one. The nice thing about the Boost kit is that it's a rear wheel conversion and it's compatible with almost any drop bar bike. So you can convert any nice bike that you've got into an all-round e-bike.
Yeah, absolutely. I love these things. What's the first step that we need to take?
So when we're converting any bike, it's really important that we check that the frame is sound and solid. Now, I've already done this because I've come prepared. So there's no signs of corrosion or any cracking or any damage to the frame at all. So we're a rear wheel conversion kit. So the first thing to do is to get the rear wheel off and start stripping some parts off it.
Sweet, let's get going.
Great, okay.
Oh, see, Matt's putting this in the actual small cog, which I would never do. I'd just yeet it out.
Yeah, well,
proper there.
I spent a lot of time getting this rear brake set up, so I don't want to go bending the rotor. With this conversion, we're going to take the tyre from the old wheel and we're going to take the rotor from the old wheel. This wheel is a SRAM XD drive, so we're not going to be able to reuse the cassette on the Boost kit. So we're going to put a new cassette on, which is something that customers would be able to order via our website or through our installers if they were getting the conversion done themselves.
So does your system use Shimano's
It's a Hyperglide, yeah. So
Yeah.
anything from 8-speed through to, actually 7-speed through to, there are some 12-speed Hyperglide cassettes as well, but
Yeah.
7 to 11 is the bulk of it.
Cool.
Okay, right, let's get on with it.
So that is the new rear wheel all set up now. And now a pro tip from Matt, if you are doing your own setup at home.
So I find it 10 times easier to have the bike upside down on the floor, just so you can drop the wheel in and get everything lined up easily without having to hold the wheel up into the bike whilst you're trying to put everything together.
God, some roadie purists are gonna find this illegal, but let's get it down. And Matt, can you use the standard quick release that you had, or is that a new one?
So we provide a quick release that comes with the motor.
Say in the future, I, maybe get bored of the Boardman and I want to upgrade it and I get a bike with through axles, which are really common these days. This one's running a quick release. Would I just be able to email you for an upgrade?
Yeah, so the nice thing about this motor is it's compatible with through axle and with quick release.
Yeah.
So we'd be able to send you out a new skewer with some different spacers and adapters on there that would then make it compatible with the through axle frame as well. So you're future-proofed if you upgrade your bike now and then want to upgrade again in the future. So now we just need to slightly realign the disc brake caliper because the rotor's in a slightly different position. And once we've done that, we're ready to fit the battery and get everything powered up.
I swear this happens to me with every new wheel I put in a bike.
There's always
a bit.
It's meant to be a standard, but there's always a tiny little bit of movement. So.
Right, well, that's a motor on. And I guess what's the next step? Battery?
The important thing is battery, yeah, we need some power for it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Let's get that fitted onto the bike now.
There. So how does this actually fit on? It's in its own special kind of cage?
So yeah, this is the battery cradle, which has got the controller for the motor. So all the electronics are sitting underneath the bottle cage here. This goes onto your normal bottle cage mount and you slide your battery in and you're away.
And then we just zip tie it all together?
That's it, yeah. We've got one short length of cable that goes between the battery and the motor. We tidy that up so it's not going to get in the way of your rotor or your pedals, and then you're off.
So this is the big moment. This is the battery. This is, the heart of the bike, but also I think where we have a lot of concern within the general population about e-bike conversion kits, but this is safe. It meets all the UK regs.
There's a lot of coverage at the moment about e-bike fires, and obviously it's not something that you want to take a risk on. So
No.
the Boost battery is protected with an enhanced battery management system. It's got an additional physical fuse in the circuitry as well, and it's made out of quality branded cells. So you know that you're getting a safe product, and as long as you use the charger that's provided with it, this is 100% as safe as any full e-bike that you can go and buy from any store today.
And then also, off camera, they were telling me, you've packed some serious power into this. Like, what's the capacity of this?
So I actually only found out this week that Nick's updated the capacity in the battery. So this is now a 252 watt-hour battery, which is pretty impressive in such a small package. So this will give you around a 35-mile range, something like that, on a bike like this. It will obviously vary depending on the style of riding that you're doing, if you're riding up and down hills, if you've got big draggy tyres on, or if you've got slick road tyres on, that will all have an impact on it. But we say 30 to 35 miles is a pretty good guide for what people should expect.
And realistically, if you're just doing like a cross-town commute, that's about a week of commuting, really.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So if you're only doing a couple of miles each way, and then, yeah, you'll easily get a week worth of commuting in. But the nice thing about this battery is it's so easy just to slide in and out, and you can take it to your desk with you and charge it up.
Yeah, so
even if you do need to top up,
you can charge it on work's electricity.
We've never condoned stealing electricity from work, but you know, that's for you to decide.
We've changed positions again because I want Matt to sort this last bit. Plugging it all in, it's not just as simple as plugging it together, but it is.
It almost is. So there is just one plug in the Boost system to connect it up, but you want to make sure that the cable's out of the way of the rotor and out of the way of your cranks as you're pedaling, just to make sure nothing's going to get caught or damaged. So let's do that now.
I guess this changes from bike to bike, but realistically, we're just going to kind of try and attach this to the frame as closely as possible.
That's it, yeah. So depending on whether you put it on the down tube or the seat tube, you'll have a slightly different cable routing, but the principle is that we're just going to get it tucked out of the way, and we'll use the brake hose mounts on the frame to cable tie it to the frame, so it's all nice and neat and everything's out of the way for you. But you've just got 2 arrows on the connectors to line up, and if those are lined up correctly, then it should just clip into place like that.
Well, we seem to be at the point where we've got a working bike, and I'm not just saying this, but that was genuinely an easy install. But also, even for just an e-bike conversion kit, but for an e-bike, this looks really tidy as well. Are we done now?
So essentially we are, yeah. You could use this now as an e-bike. Everything's connected up and it will just run in the default mode. But there are 2 ways that you can control the system a little bit more specifically. So you can use our app and control your power settings within the app, or we can attach the optional wireless display, which we're going to put on now, which lets you control things on the fly as you're riding.
Amazing. Okay, so is this a fully wireless system?
That's right, yeah. So this display connects wirelessly, so you're not going to have
cable out the way for you.
Thanks, Liam. So you're not going to have any cables connecting between your battery and the display. So everything is super clean and easy to install.
And trusty cable ties.
You can't go wrong with a cable tie, can you?
Go wrong.
He
says as he's gone wrong. And so, Matt, that's a complete bike, isn't it?
That's it done.
I know that this bike was 300 quid and we kind of had to buy it specially for today, but what's the kind of total cost of the bike that we've got?
So the conversion system that we've got is a £649 conversion system, and then the optional display is £59. So you're just over £700 to convert this bike to fully electric.
So 700 and then 300.
300.
We're looking around £1,000. And the weight for this thing would be, we reckon, about 14.5?
Yeah, the system normally adds about 4 kilograms to the bike. Depends on what wheel you're taking off and what components you're swapping over, but around 4 kilos. So you're going to end up with a 14.5 kilogram electric bike for around £1,000, which
and just remind us of the battery stats,
252 watt hours.
And then the motor is
a 250 watt motor. So this is effectively now a complete electric bike. This is the equivalent of something that you could go and buy for £2,500–3,000 off the shelf as a new bike today.
Right, can I go and ride it?
Let's do it.
Should we go and get a coffee?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, we've come out for a little spin now, and instantly, well, one, I'm having no trouble keeping up with our videographer here, but also it's very difficult to tell this thing apart from a regular e-bike. Like if you blind tested me, I probably wouldn't be able to tell. It's also very interesting to feel how this delivers the power. With standard e-bike conversion kit, you might be getting a situation where the power is being delivered in a much more choppy manner. So the bike would literally be surging ahead in front of me. And with this, well, there's none of that. It's much more subtle. And that might not be for you. If you want something that kicks you away from the line, then this isn't going to do this. This takes a second for the power to actually be delivered, and then it is quite subtle, which I kind of like. It's quite nice. So we've come over quite a few hills to get to the filming location today, and to be honest, I was barely having to pedal at all. You really can just crank your way up those climbs, which is great. If you've got a hilly commute, then this thing would make that quite a bit easier. So in reality, this has been, well, seemingly a very easy conversion. It also looks really tidy. There's no denying that. And also with the costs, well, it's not going to break the bank like a new e-bike might. So, can you turn any bike into an e-bike? Well, yes, you can. And there's a lot of reasons why you might want to look into it. First of all, the installation of this has seemingly been actually quite easy. Also, it definitely looks incredibly tidy, especially for an e-bike conversion kit. And I don't think we can really argue the fact that, well, this could save you a ton of money over buying a whole new e-bike. So yeah, definitely, if you want to know more about this system, check the link in the description below. Thank you very much to BoostBike for sponsoring this video, and we will see you next time. But before you go, check out this video right up here.